Yes, I don't form a mina kwaba eroba platform we so ha GH messenger to so and they did kanya whatever platform we so na wo nsa abo subscription button no wa see video no so ama wonu bia onya nya bi enhwe arofo chama Wontumi Amanehunu enye fadi agro tamla chama prisoners ne se yenya omom no yenyai onoma omo na tese omo discipline no anonse yenti enkomo ne bi wo decide.
And Nsawum prisoners demand Wontumi be released to them for action. Ha ha. This is exclusive. Yesterday, Bawumia and a group of NPP people went to visit Chairman Wontumi. They drove all the way in a convoy to Nsawum. And then they went to meet with Chairman Wontumi. Wontumi came out there very quietly and so humbled. And they spoke to him and gave him the assurance that they will keep fighting this in court until he's set free. They didn't say they were going to fight it in court and make sure that justice becomes the victor. They said that they would fight until he is free. In other words, it's one of two things. They already believe that he's innocent, and therefore he must not be in there, he must come out. Or they know that he is actually guilty as pronounced by the courts, but because of party affiliations and nepotism, cronyism, and nyafu didiism, they will pull him out. That's them going on the convoy. Yes, on that spree of going out there to flaunt luxurious cars and also to push everybody aside and walk like that in that convoy, parading exorbitant cars. Each of these cars can build a whole primary school in my village. My brother, my sister, look at the convoy. All these people went to visit a galamsey, a dirty galamsey, a braggart. My brother, my sister, that's them. And Chairman Wontumi, housed right there inside Nsawum prison. Courtesy Joy News, we got these footages. And history has been made. Dash it away. Now, my brother, my sister, something interesting is happening inside Nsawum prison. First and foremost, let's get to know how Wontumi was given 20 years in prison. We all know that he did galamsey. He assigned the land to some other people to go there and do their thing. Yes, he asked somebody to go there and plant coconuts, but the person who was supposed to plant the coconut is not a farmer. He's a galamseyer. And that's what a lot of these galamseyers do. In fact, the owners of a lot of these concessions, they hardly go there, we are told. They rather assign other people to do the galamsey and then come and pay them what is their due. But that is illegal. Today, we are not going too much into that because we've talked about that already, the journey to the prison. But some years back, the crime of galamsey and its punishment, minimal. It was during the reign of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They wanted Ghanaians to see that they were serious with the galamsey fight. And therefore, in Parliament, they raised the punishment from about 5 to 10 years to 15 years minimum and 25 years maximum to show seriousness. In fact, at the time, they even wanted shoot to kill. My brother, my sister, that was how the journey started. If Wontumi was convicted before this, he would have gone in for a lesser sentence, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But the same NPP pushed the law. Now they are crying that is too much. Kwesi Pratt spoke on Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, hosted by Moru Audu, my brother, my sister, and he took us through that journey. Listen to what he said. Watch this.
There are other issues. I will leave that out for the moment.
Right.
And those issues relate to those who argue that the sentence is too harsh. You understand?
Right.
The history of this particular sentencing is interesting. One, it starts from a point where I think the maximum sentence was 2 years. And then when Alhaji Musa Hussaini was Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, so they initiated moves and increased the maximum sentence to 5 years and so on. Eventually, my good friend Gloria Akufu, who was the Attorney General at the point, also decided that the punishment was too lenient, the sentence, and went to Parliament to seek an amendment which would increase the threshold to 15 years. The majority in Parliament then argued that 15 years was too lenient and that it should be extended to 25 years maximum and 15 years minimum. Okay. And of course, it passed. Now, in the course of the discussion, a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a member of Parliament on the majority side then, actually made the point that they are wasting time, that Galamsey is so serious that the policy we should adopt is a policy to shoot and kill. The evidence is there. So those who said that even 25 years was too lenient and that we should shoot and kill, today are saying the 20-year sentence is too harsh. I cannot believe it. They said 25 years is too small. In any case, this also means that the judge could have imposed a 25-year sentence if, in her view, the case merited 25 years. The least sentence she could have imposed is 15 years. That is what the law binds her to do. You understand? Now, what is interesting is that there were 2 counts on which he was found guilty. The judge decided that the sentences should run concurrently, and that is why he's going to serve 20 years. If the judge had not made a determination that the sentences should run concurrently, he could be serving 50 years. And the judge could have made that decision. He could have served 50 years. So the judge, in her wisdom, and I'm sure with some compassion, decided that instead of 50 years, he should serve 20 years. Now, Collins has made the point that 20 years is a long time. He's now how old? And that he'll come up when he's 70 and so on. The reckoning is not that way.
Yes.
The prison year is not 12 months.
It's actually 9, isn't it?
It's 9 months.
It's 9 months.
So if you do the calculation, he's not going to stay in prison for 20 years.
Maybe 15.
Or maybe even less.
Or less, yeah.
But in addition to that, every year, there's been no year in which the president has not granted some pardon to prisoners and so on.
Parole, yes.
Parole and all kinds of things. And that substantially reduces the sentencing and so on. Now, that is not to say that prison is a comfortable place. Prison is a horrifying place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to people, I haven't been to the West prisons. I have friends who served in the West prisons, like Kukubaku and Harunata and so on. They were in the West prisons. But I've been to Akuse prison. I've been to Oshaford. I've been to Navrongo prison as an inmate. I've been to Tamale prison as an inmate and so on. Okay?
Because you suffered, though.
No, that's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, but I'm just...
So, Prison is not a place you would wish for anybody. Ghanaian prisons are terrible places to have people, you know. Even in Nsawum prison, which in our days we regarded as a hotel, as a 5-star hotel.
Prison is supposed to be reformatory. It's supposed to reform people, not necessarily as a punishment. Yes, there's the punitive aspect, but what should supersede is the reformatory element. To reform you. But in our prisons, oh my God, it's worse than, I don't know what to compare it with. Overcrowded. 6 people would have to jump on the toilet at the same time. They join their buttocks together like this. This is mine, this is yours, another person is here, that person is here. Then you are all releasing missiles into the toilet bowl. Because you are so many. Many cannot wait for one person to go in there and come out. No, sir. Because of that, a lot of these people eat food that will constipate them. In our Ghanaian prisons, a lot of them have communicable diseases. The infirmary at a point is not able to take all of them. My brother, my sister. So this is Nsawum prison. My brother, my sister. And the prisoners there, this is where the news is. Come here. They are angry that Chairman Wontumi is in the so-called VIP section. Remember we told you about it, the so-called diagnostic section, where about 50 people are kept on banked beds. They have a fan in there, and then they also have a TV that is connected to DSTV. The inmates are angry. They don't understand why some prisoners should be sent there. Some who have committed crimes that are worse than the petty stealing some of them did. Yesterday, as I speak, they already started speaking amongst themselves that they want Wontumi to be released to them, to come and join them, share the same toilets together, so that at least Wontumi can also taste the real prison. They have the main block. They have the diagnostic section. And that is where Wontumi is. Now, information reaching us is that when Wontumi comes out, and that is what it looks like. This is the Nsawum prison, the reformatory center. My brother, my sister, Wontumi, when he comes down, anybody he meets, he bows down to greet the person. Take it from me. Can I say it again? Wontumi is at Nsawum prison. The first day he spent so many hours praying in an all night. The next morning, he ran to the authorities saying that he was diabetic and that if he was kept there, he would die. They kept him at the infirmary. Anybody Wontumi meets now, he bows down to greet. He bows to greet officers. He bows to greet fellow inmates. Is it for fear that there would be an alluter there so that they would pull him out and make him join them in the main block? But in all humility, Wontumi presently bows before everybody to greet them and hardly raises his voice. Is it only the beginning? Is he already showing remorse? He has already told Baumia and his people that he has learned his lessons in just 2 days to 3 days. Then prison is truly good. If prison can make a hardened, arrogant braggart like this reform in just 3 days, my God, then a lot of us need to go there. It's a school for good teaching. My brother, my sister, I say when he meets prisoners, time after time, he bows to greet them. Somebody who people were bowing to here with us now is bowing before people and greeting people. He has already heard that there's a certain kind of anxiety amongst the inmates to have him removed from the diagnostic center so that he will join them and see the true, real prison where he would sit with some of these people. My brother, my sister, Chairman Wontumi is seeing his smoothness level. They want him released to them so they can show him something small. Now, Miracles Abuaje, who is